Hi guys, welcome back to the Boy Bookshelf. Today we're going to talk about Serpent and Dove by Shelby and Mahurin. This one I did through Libby for the audiobook. I listened to it like on my way to work and the grocery store and stuff like that. So this one follows a witch that is hiding from her coven, and through bad luck and unfortunate circumstances, she is forced to marry a soldier of the church. This particular church, just like any type of anti-witch establishments, has a thing against witches, and goes out and persecutes them. And she is, while she's married to this soldier of the church, she is hiding the fact that she's a witch. So I will say, and I'm not going to do any spoilers for this one because of how new it is. I'm going to try and keep it as very spoiler free as possible. But anyways, getting into it, I liked it, but I feel like witches are the new trend. There's been a lot of witch books that have come out.
Vampires.
Yes. So witches are the new trend. They're the new vampires and new zombies. So this one is in just another long line of stories being written about, which isn't a bad thing. I do really enjoy stories with witches in them. I really do. They're one of the there's just so much lore behind them, and I find them very fascinating. And I do enjoy vampires and zombie stories as well. Just I feel like this is kind of we're seeing a repeat cycle with a lot of witch stories. Again, not a bad thing. But I did enjoy. I did enjoy the world. It was good. I feel like it could have been better. It was done in like a French setting, so there was a lot of. Luckily, I did do the audio version because I probably wouldn't have gotten through the book if I had to read the French words because I don't speak French. But yeah, I feel like the world could have been just maybe described a little bit better. It honestly seemed very not Renaissance like era, but maybe before the Industrial Age. So carriages, horse-drawn carriages, stuff like that. No motorized carts, no nothing like that. A lot of the story does take place in the church, so we kind of see the first-hand dogma, a harsh dogma, really, at that, the ideals of the soldiers that are being bred into this church, and how they believe and how they persecute the witches. So I did have a bit of a hard time getting attached to the main character, the female witch. Her name is Lou. And I can't really tell you why that was. I kind of feel like maybe it was because of the narrator for the audiobook. I just didn't feel myself getting attached to Lou. It was neither here nor there with her. I do like some of her personality, though, for Lou. She does have a mouth, and a smart mouth at that. So I really did enjoy those little quirks from her. And like some of my favorite moments from Lou for the book is where she's running at the mouth trying to fluster and embarrass Reed, which is her husband, just trying to embarrass him because he is so like straight-laced, stick up the ass, type of mentality, personality. I guess he's very type A, I guess if that's the right term. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so those moments where she's trying to invoke a reaction out of him and embarrassment is very funny because yeah, she's running at the mouth. It is very, very funny. I read again. He's a stick in the mud to me. But was his personality, and I feel like there wasn't really much other than that. He was just very adherent on the dogma that he was bred into. All witches are no longer people. They're creatures. They don't deserve life. They don't even get to be called a she or a person. They're an it. And he holds steadfast to this belief, and he will not see otherwise. He doesn't budge. So he has a very strict and devout set of code and moral that for him. Towards the end, yes, he does lighten up a bit, but it still wasn't enough for me to grab a hold of. Again, I could have done without him. I could have done without Lou. There are a few other characters in there, but this story kind of sort of lacked a little bit of a spark for me, at least for what I'm looking for or what I'm used to, which was kind of unfortunate. The writer doesn't give much history, backstory or anything like that beforehand, and only tells us as it pertains to Lou and or Reed in that given moment. There's one situation in the story where this person who is the reason why Lou is hiding from her coven is all of a sudden mentioned or spoken of, which we didn't get beforehand. We didn't realize the why that Lou was hiding from her coven until that very second where it pertained to her safety. And it's he's kind of blown out of the water a little bit. It's okay. Shocking new detail. And there were some all of a sudden revelations that were just, I feel like it could have been fleshed out better, better backstory, stuff like that. It just, it was okay. And then going into detail about the different types of magic and different types of witches at the end of the story was a little frustrating, because that would have been great to know pertaining to this one other character. She goes by the name of Coco. We know that she's a witch. We know that she's Lou's best friend. We only get type of hints that, Coco's family or Coco's coven is completely different than Lou's family and coven, and they have it out for Lou as well. But it's not just Lou. It seems to be bad blood between Lou's whole entire coven, Lou's whole entire witch type. So it's again, that could have been something. I feel like that's something that we could have found out beforehand, not right there at the very end with an information dump. Because that's kind of what the ending kind of felt like, was an information dump. So yeah, it was just a little frustrating. It didn't pull me in as much as I was hoping for it, and I was a little disappointed by the book. And not to say that I didn't quite enjoy it. I did, because again, I do like reading stories about witches. I do feel like it could have been better. I finished it, but again, I felt like most of it, I was listening to it just to listen to it. Unfortunately, this probably isn't going to be a book that I'm going to buy, just because of how much it didn't capture me, and I probably won't be rereading it or listening to it again. Again, not to say that it was bad. It was just okay. It didn't have what I was looking for it. But I liked it, but I'm kind of fine without it. So, I'm glad I read it. but I can live without it being on my bookshelf. So that is my review or take for Serpent and Dove. Like I said, it was okay, but just okay. And like in like reading through some of like the comments through some of the book profiles that I follow on like Instagram, people are like ranting and raving about how amazing this book is, and that is so totally great for them, and I'm so happy they got something out of it that I couldn't get out of it. I just kind of was like, I don't kind of see what y'all are talking about. Maybe explain how y'all like this book. But anyways, so yes, that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. Sorry, I'm totally butchering her last name. There is a sequel coming out to this book. It's Blood and Honey. I probably won't be rereading it or reading it or listening to it. So, I mean, take it as you will. If this is something that you're kind of interested in or kind of want to know what was it that I was looking for or what was it that I didn't have, totally check it out. I mean, like we've said from the beginning, every book is, I mean, not everybody's going to like the same books. So this one was just one that was like, yeah. So, but anyways, like brand new book. It's at Barnes & Noble. I'm pretty sure you can get it at libraries. It's definitely on Libby for, I think, audiobook and ebook. So, yeah, check it out if it's something that you're interested in. And hopefully this was a little informative. Hopefully it's not quite as biased, so hopefully this doesn't persuade you not to read it, just wasn't for me. But anyways, don't forget to like, share, and share. This isn't Facebook. Like, subscribe, and comments. Again, if you have any book suggestions, let us know. And we'll catch you all next time. Bye.